How's it going today, guys? Today I have a interesting video about some PlayStation information, so without any further delays, let's get right into it. So I'm sure many of you have heard about the upcoming PlayStation Plus increase that's coming in September. That price increase is going to be impacting both the US and Canada, with no word of Europe and Asia being impacted by this. That said, the US is going to be getting a $10 price increase for a one-year subscription, so they're going from $50 to $60 for us Americans here for PlayStation Plus. Here's the interesting bit. Canada is really getting fucked over when it comes to this price increase, because they're going from 50 Canadian dollars for a one-year subscription to a $70 price tag on the one-year subscription of PlayStation Plus. I'll have a link in the description where you can take a look at all the information for yourself, but I will be talking about the price increase and sharing some thoughts and opinions on that, because I do think that it impacts not only US gamers, but also Canadian gamers and potentially even gamers worldwide. So in my personal opinion, I don't think that the price increase is warranted, especially on the PlayStation 4, given that we haven't really had anything worthwhile for the service on the PlayStation 4. Really, the only thing that PlayStation Plus is good for on PlayStation 4 is the online. And you know, that's a real shame when you have to compare that to the PS3 and its use of PlayStation Plus, because when you look at the PlayStation 3 and how it used PS Plus, it generally speaking was consistent as far as what games you got for free, what games were on sale, things of that nature. And the other thing that it had over the PlayStation 4 as far as the use of PlayStation Plus is concerned is that you didn't need it to play online, and that's probably one of the biggest things that PlayStation 3 has over the PlayStation 4, is that, at least as far as PlayStation Plus is concerned, is that PlayStation Plus was not required to play online games. If the service isn't good, if Sony isn't really giving consumers what they want out of the service, then what's the point of the price increase, and what's the point of even paying for PlayStation Plus if we're not really getting anything good out of it? And I also have to ask, what's the point of raising the Canadian prices even more than the US prices, and just comparing and contrasting what those are going to look like? What is the point of even raising it more than what you're going to be raising the US prices to? And the last thing that I need to ask is, how is this going to impact other countries across the globe? Because currently this is only impacting Canada and the US. We don't even know if there's plans for the Asian regions and Europe for a price increase on PlayStation Plus. We only know that Canada and the US are currently getting this price increase. Anyways, that's all I have for this particular topic, so why don't we move on to some of the other topics that I brought for this video. So up next is the PlayStation 4 Slim, along with the PlayStation 4 Slim controller that's included with the console. So I have to be completely honest, when I first saw the PlayStation 4 Slim, I thought it was fake, because when you're looking at some of the past consoles released by Sony and how they've redesigned them when releasing a Slim model, generally speaking, the designs for the Slim models have been very drastic. They looked completely different compared to the original fat models of said PlayStation. You know, looking at the PlayStation 1, definitely the PlayStation 2, and definitely the PlayStation 3, the designs for the Slim models were drastically different. They've always been consistent with making a different design for the Slim models. Hell, even the PlayStation 3 Super Slim looks different from the PlayStation 3 Slim and the original fat model. So the other thing that kind of threw me off about this PlayStation 4 Slim model is that there isn't much ventilation on the console. So when looking at the console, it just kind of worries me, because it's like, if somebody buys the console and it overheats and just kills itself completely, then what? This is something that's going to be interesting when looking at what's going to happen with this console, because I have a feeling that the console will get hotter than the original PlayStation 4 model, because there's less ventilation within the console. But that is some food for thought, because, you know, again, we don't know if that's actually going to happen. Maybe there is enough ventilation for it to not overheat, but who knows, only time will tell. Anyway, I digress. The one thing that you should know if you are interested in purchasing a PlayStation 4 Slim is that there's going to be two different models. There's going to be a 500GB model and then a 1TB model. I would personally recommend going for the 1TB model, because 500GB isn't really much for the PlayStation 4. It's kind of like it's 20 gigs almost, given the amount of space that these games take up now. So personally, I would just recommend going straight for that 1TB model. There is one last piece of information that I wanted to cover when talking about the PlayStation 4 Slim, and that is that there's a new controller that's included with the console. So really, there's no major differences between the original DualShock 4 controller and the redesign. The redesign has this clear portion on the touchpad now that lets the light shine through, so that way you can see what color the light is on the touchpad. I don't personally know what you would need this for, but I guess if you're playing a game where your health status is shown through the lights, then maybe it could be beneficial, but for the most part, I don't know what you would even want this for to begin with. I don't really have any opinions on this new redesigned controller, but I'd like to hear what you guys think. Do you like this new redesign? Do you hate it? Are you willing enough to give it a try to see if there's any major differences between the original and the new redesign? Let me know down in the comment section. There is one last topic that I'd like to cover, and that is the supposed PSP successor that's supposed to be coming soon. I don't have any experience with the PSP or the PlayStation Vita when it comes to hardware and software, but from my understanding, a lot of people were not happy with the way that Sony handled the marketing for the PlayStation Vita, and they also weren't happy with the way that Sony handled the pricing for like the memory sticks that the PlayStation Vita required. This also doesn't help the fact that Sony just completely dropped support for the PlayStation Vita, so there's really no first-party support on the PlayStation Vita. Third-party support is still going, but first-party, it's just not happening. So I'm really curious to see how this is going to turn out, especially if there's going to be another Sony handheld that's going to be coming out soon. So I'll leave off on this. We don't know what this new PSP successor is going to be, but all we can really hope for is that Sony learns from their mistakes with the PlayStation Vita. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and if you don't already, you can follow me on Google+, Twitter, and on Twitch, and I'll see you guys on the next one.